how can you have 100 million registered users, be worth close to 1.4 billion, and yet 4 years later, you shut your doors? That just blows my mind. And I'm going to look at this particular company in this episode of The Honest Entrepreneur. My name is Kamal, your host, although I'm not really hosting anyone. It's just me talking to you about all things to do with startups. And I read this story yesterday about this company, and I just had to come on and talk to you guys about it. As I said, this company started in 2012 in India, and over the next 4 years grew to 100 million registered users, worth valued at $1.4 billion, yet in 2021 they closed down completely. Any of you Indian watchers to my channel will definitely know them. Anyone globally probably won't, and that's one of the main reasons it didn't work. This company was known as Hike. So Hike was started in December 2012 by the son of the telecom magnate Mittal. His name was Kevin Mittal. And it was supposed to be India's answer to WhatsApp, right? Over the next few years, it grew incredibly quickly because of a few things that it had. One, it had this offline mode. So if you think about India 2012, data was expensive. SMSs were cheap, and Hike had this great feature that if you were outside of Wi-Fi, instead of having the conversation stop, it would switch to SMS and it would send you a message so you can continue your conversation. That was one of its main points at the time. It had privacy as well. So if you didn't want conversations showing up on screens, you had the privacy mode, much like WhatsApp does and have in the archive, right? So those were the two things really going for it. And it had this network effect. But the network effect was also one of its biggest downfalls, because although in India, if you had Hike, you could speak to your friends. When your friends went out inside India, they didn't have Hike in those countries, and they used WhatsApp. So naturally, what you would do to continue the conversation with your friends was switch to WhatsApp to be able to continue worldwide. And this was what Kevin, the CEO and the founder, said was one of the biggest things they couldn't compete with, was the fact that WhatsApp had the network effect globally, where they only had it locally in India. Also the fact that data became a lot cheaper, so that feature, that innovative feature of not having to go onto the chat and use the SMS function or Wi-Fi function, it didn't mean anything anymore because data was so cheap. So there was also the fact, and actually there's one other thing, the network effect. I think there's another very, very close example to that, is BBMs or Blackberries. Remember the Blackberries? Everyone used to use a BBM, but the BBM was only available to use to people using Blackberries. So when WhatsApp came along and it was just based on a phone number on your device, that network effect of having a BlackBerry lost out to the much larger WhatsApp, which is a brilliant feature, right? That you could just download this WhatsApp on your phone, and you could take their phone number and you could be chatting to them instantly. That's the beauty of the network effect, and that's where it's used most efficiently. Now, to combat the kind of WhatsApp entering India and people moving across to it, what Kevin, the CEO and the founder, decided to do was try to build a super app from it, and then try to add on extra features that included things like cricket scores, money transfers, and all these things. And the app became super heavy versus WhatsApp, which was very, very simple, right? And that was one of the other doubt. They tried too hard to do things differently to what their original message was, right? And that's sometimes the bad thing with pivoting, right? You miss the original message that you're going out for with the company, and hence you don't have the same number of users, or you don't have the original users that were using it because of a certain thing. So the lack of innovation was a major thing, the lack of the network effect, Monetization was a big thing as well. And I know that many people who watch my show on my daily know that I'm really struggling with monetization on Blinker. And this is one of the things that Hike never really figured out. They tried to introduce the coins, they tried to introduce things that, you know, you could give out presents and stuff, but nothing really worked for them. And monetization was a big reason why they eventually closed their doors in 2021. It's an interesting story for all founders because I'm sure when you have 100 million users, you're worth over $1 billion, you've hit unicorn status, the likelihood of you thinking that you are not going to make it forever, super, super tough to take. And you take your foot off the gas a little bit probably and you stop to innovate, right? It's a tough one to take for them. But it's a lesson to all entrepreneurs out there. You never stop pushing, you never stop innovating. And I'm going through that with Blinker right now, my own company, that we're always trying to find new ways to kind of make things work, new ideas. We've got 10,000 users. I would be over the moon if we had, over 100 million registered users. I would think, well, we've made it. I'd probably fall into the same trap as Kevin did. But it's just a lesson for you. I really recommend that you go and you kind of Google Hike, you Google it as a story and understand the steps and whatnot that they took, and their rise and their eventual fall. Hope you enjoyed this episode of The Honest Entrepreneur. I look forward to speaking to you again. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you watching the channel. And if there's anything that you want me to talk about, please leave your comments. I'm also available on Fiverr. We can, dig deep into your startup, have a chat, look into that, and go from there. Thank you very much again. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.